Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our weekly Penn State Field Hockey Zoom. We're joined by head coach Char Morett-Curtiss, looking to have All-American Mackenzie Allessie join us with a special guest in a little bit as well. But Char, let's get things started talking about the game that passed on Saturday up at Albany. Hot start. Team took a counter punch and then didn't fold, then really came out. A 6-2 win against the Danes. Talk about the flow of that game and how that went for you and your general overall thoughts.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it, Pat. Just so impressed with the start. They really talked a lot about trying to get that early goal score first, and just really talked about just upping our work ethic right from the start and sustaining that. So I was really pleased with obviously some great goals. Grace framed the cage, Spia got the ball in that direction, and Grace finished early. And then just to get Carly a nice tip on the ball, and then Fia's shot just blasted by the goalie. So, I don't know that they felt that comfortable that they had a letdown, but I think, Albany, just being a team that has talent on the field, just came back. And, anytime you have a corner, goal scored against you right in that corner, right by our post player, I mean, that's a legitimate goal. That was just, excellent execution on their part. And then I think their second goal just had a little bit of craziness to it, up in the air, and just got redirected. So, wasn't real happy about it, obviously, but I did like the way we were playing. I felt that we had great structure to our team. I felt that we were moving the ball around a lot. So that to me was really, really positive. We got great pressure on the ball. So that I felt that we started throwing the ball away a little bit towards the end of the first half. We addressed that at halftime, and they came back out and did some great things, and were able to, knock in another 3 goals. Fia's got a powerful corner shot. We decided to stick with that. And then, Gemma getting a great backhand. So it was just a great win on the road. It was nice to have just one game. We had practice yesterday. We'll have off tomorrow because of our scheduled mandatory day off, but we've got a very exciting and challenging weekend ahead of us.
You'd mentioned to me after the game how pleased you were with both Gemma and Anna. Can you kind of expand upon that here for the people watching? And did that play out when you watched the film?
Yeah, I felt that we did really keep possession for long periods of time. I felt Anna was one that was moving the ball across the field for that midfield transfer. We dropped Gemma into the midfield a little bit as well. Gemma was very dangerous getting the ball to the circle. And then I also thought she stepped in and did a nice job as a midfielder, as well. Both were overlapping. So I thought that was positive. But yeah, we're able to get a lot of younger players on the field. I think that just helps morale anytime you can do that. So I would say that overall it was a really very strong team performance.
And first road trip, did the off the field part of that first road trip, team bonding, team coordination, kind of that gelling together of the family, did that go the way you envisioned it?
Yeah, I think this is just a team that really enjoys being together. There are a lot of fun personalities, and I think that they just, it is exciting to get, Beetle play. We've never been to Albany. I've never been to Albany, and their field sits in a very, very beautiful location. So I think it was like a little eye-opening for all of us. But I felt like, yeah, they did a great job when we got together for team meetings and meals, that type of thing. Yeah, very positive.
Awesome. Now we're heading on the road down to Southeast PA and Delaware for 2 really big games this weekend. And the Big Ten schedule is the Big Ten schedule, but when you're battling not just for an NCAA spot, but for seeding in the tournament, these road games against St. Joe's Friday and Delaware on Sunday, they matter a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the Hawks, what they present. They've already got a big 5-0 win over Rutgers under their belt. They're good.
Yeah, they're good. I watched that game yesterday, and I watched them play Duke earlier. That was the opening weekend, and that game was a little chippy, I thought, but I felt like against Rutgers that St. Joe's really settled into their possession game, their formations, and just really executed in front of the goal. There was a beautiful goal. Number 11 just put the ball over the goalie's head, and someone took it out of the air like a lacrosse shot and knocked it in. So they're very, very talented. And, their senior back, I can't remember her name, but number 25 is very steady. She's a Dutch girl who just has a ton of composure and really controls the backfield for them. So I think we're really going to have to be, aware of how we can attack the space to get to the circle.
Talk about Delaware 1-3, but now you look at the losses. They've lost to quality opponents. They played a very hard early season schedule. They're at home, and their backs early in the season are kind of against the wall. They're 1-3, so you expect them to come out hot and ready to go. Talk about the Hens.
Yeah, absolutely. Playing Delaware at Delaware is never easy. We haven't won down there in a while, and I think that exactly what you said is they're very well coached. Rolf is a great coach, and I think that he's a strong competitor. So I know that he's going to make some adjustments throughout this week to get ready for. I'm not sure they have a big game on Friday, and then
UConn,
UConn on Friday, and then us on Sunday. So, I mean, all the games, that everyone's been playing these past couple weekends, they're very challenging. That's what you want in your schedule. I mean, it's the top, I'd say 30 is a dogfight.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to take a quick break here. Char, stick with us, and we'd like to thank everyone, and we'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. We're joined by our special guest, former Nittany Lion Chase Bacon. Chase played on the 2004 through 2006 teams that amassed, over 40 wins in 3 seasons, which was pretty impressive. And she was part of the 2005 Big Ten regular season championship team. So yep. Chase was a heart of that mid-2000s team that had so much success. Chase, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
So I'd like to ask you, just out of the get-go, what's it like looking back now, a decade plus later, on your Penn State playing career from a distance?
I definitely miss it a lot. Being down here in Florida, you tell people you play field hockey and they're like, oh, is that lacrosse? So they have no idea. So I miss it. I miss the competitiveness, the camaraderie, just being part of a team and working towards a common goal. And can't believe it's been that long. I actually was there 2002 to 06. So
2002 to 06.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But so I know you had J-Lo and Jill on the previous weeks, but I got to play with both of them, both incredible teammates and people. And it's just, I miss playing for sure.
And what is your fondest memory on the field with your teammates? What's the one game, maybe the one moment that stands out?
Gosh, there's so many. Probably winning Big Ten conference at Indiana. I guess that would have been 2005, I think. I think that was 2005. Yes. It was just so fun. And it was like a consolidated celebration because we had to get to the airport really quickly and catch a flight. So I don't know. I mean, there's so many good memories. It's hard to pick one, but that's one that stands out for sure.
Yeah, I remember that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that was when they had the facility inside. So it was probably the baseball team was lying against the wall and giving Molly a hard time. But it was a very, very competitive game. I think maybe Kieran scored in overtime, and because we went to overtime, we had to celebrate quickly, then get on the bus and get to the airport. Yeah,
which was in Indianapolis, so it's
no short drive.
Nope. So that was fun.
Char, what is the one thing that, as you take a look back on Chase's playing career here, what stood out about her as a player? What was it? A personality trait? Was it a specific skill set on the field? What was it that stood out for you?
It was so fun recruiting Chase because Chase is really knows everything about sports and knew a lot about the field hockey program, the football program, the players that were being recruited in other sports, and just had such a love and passion right from the get-go about Penn State. I don't think we have much competition with recruiting her because she just really, really loved Penn State. And so wanting to bring not just her talent to Penn State, but to also bring her personality to Penn State was something that, was really, just endearing to me, and just also knowing that we were just getting a quality person. And I think what Chase has given to us during her time as a player here and as an alum is like that passion that she had when I began recruiting her has not changed one bit. She's been very loyal to this program. She's been very loyal to her teammates. I'm always excited to see her. When I see her, she makes the effort to see us wherever we are in Florida. So she's just, and her teammates are close. It doesn't always happen with every class, but she's a special part of a very special group of women that really took their experience and their relationships from a Penn State education to another level, and as alums, as very, very proud alums. But Chase was like a very good utility player. She could play in the backfield, she could play in the midfield, she could play, you know, on the forward line even, you know, and she just was always, you know, willing to play wherever we need her, and she was always supportive of her teammates. I mean, just the ideal teammate and alum.
Well, Chase, catch us up. Where are you now, and what have you been doing?
I am in Tampa, Florida now. I'm in pharmaceutical sales. I still work out every day. I can't give that, can't give that up. My friend and I actually started an adult club team down here, Florida field hockey. Yeah, I think I mentioned there's just not a lot of opportunity to play down here. And the big difference is that it's a lot of mixed play. So there's a lot of men that play as well, which in some cases it's really good. They're super talented. Most of them are from other countries, and I feel like they've improved my play even at this age. But you know, then you have the few that are a little out of control, but you know, you check that. But yeah, so that's been cool. We try to host tournaments down here, but you know, mostly field hockey is mostly up in the Northeast area. So it's a lot of traveling for us and everything, but it's cool to find people down here that have a love for the sport as well. And we're trying to help the game grow down here. So we'll see what happens with that.
Would you like to introduce us to your friend behind you?
Oh, this is Theo. This is, yeah.
I see.
This is Theo. Yeah. Paul.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's my COVID baby. So.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, he was a rescue. He's awesome. So.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
he's so cute.
Yeah.
Well, Chase, we have to let Char go. She's going to go grab
Okay.
Mackenzie, Allessie, but if you could stick around, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
Char, thank you very much. If you want to
Yeah.
grab Mac, we'll take
I
a
will.
pause here and be back in a second.
Thanks, Chase. Love you.
Thank you, Char. Love you too. Great seeing you.
Thanks, you too.
And we'd like to welcome everyone back, and we are joined by Penn State Nittany Lion Mackenzie Allessie. Mackenzie is a three-time All-American, two-time first teamer, 2020 Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year. And we're more than happy to have her join us today. Mac, thanks for taking the time before practice to join us.
Yep. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, Mac, we've got Chase Bacon with us, and Chase was part of a pretty dominant team in the mid-2000s. Chase, I wondered if you had, as a player who was part of successful teams, and now you've been out in the business world and you've been away from the sport for a while, is there something that you could tell Mackenzie to be aware of right now as a player who is a senior, could come back for a year, but things you might want to look back and say, Mac, don't forget X, don't overlook Y, that type of advice?
I just think, you know, cherish every opportunity that you have with your teammates, and, you know, leave it all on the field, because as female athletes, we don't really have the opportunity to continue playing after college. You know, like, I know you're with the US women's team and that's incredible, you know, but you know, I didn't have that opportunity. So when I was done, it was done. It's like cold turkey, and the level of play and intensity, like you don't find that after college. And that's something that I really miss. And yeah, I mean, I have no regrets. I had a fifth year and I took it. I actually decided at the end of a playoff game, we were playing American University in the first round of playoffs. I was a senior, and at the time I was leaning towards not coming back. And my sister was a freshman on American, and they beat us. And I just remember like that last second of the game, I was like, no way I can end my career like this. Like I want another opportunity to come back and experience this all over again with my teammates, because, you know, like I said, when it's done, it's done. So.
Very nice. Mac, is there anything that you can think off the top of your head that you'd like to ask Chase, or things that you would kind of lean on an ex-player from an outside view to give you advice?
Well, I think for one, this is not more of an advice question, but just because we are connected by the number, like, why would you pick number
Yeah.
2? Like, that would be, if you're like,
Oh, awesome.
starter, why would you choose 2?
Oh man, that is actually a very emotional answer. So I was 23 all through high school because I am old and I love Michael Jordan. He was like an inspiration. And one of my best friends in high school was actually, he wore number 2. He was a phenomenal football player. He went on to play Division I, and he actually passed away going into my sophomore year of college. So I wore it in honor of him. So every time I put that jersey on, I wanted to, you know, do right by him, like kind of carry his spirit on or whatever. But so it's like super meaningful to me. Sorry, it's like a little emotional answer, but yeah. So yeah. I still wear 2 to this day when I do my little club field hockey.
Well, it works out because I did 2 because my mom played and she was number 2, and then my sister was number 2, so it was in the family. But I'm actually 23 at USA stuff because it was my grandma passed away and it was her birthday. So that's,
oh my gosh,
look at that.
Same, yes, that's crazy.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, that's fabulous. That's a great answer. You ask questions you don't expect that, and that was wonderful. Well, Chase, I know you're busy. We've got to get a couple questions in here with Mac, and I just want to thank you for joining us today. Really pleased to touch base with you, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys so much. Mac, good luck this week and the rest of the season. Hopefully I'll be up to catch a game.
Yep.
Bye, Chase. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Mac. Big win on Saturday.
I'm trying to leave.
You're good, Chase. So talk about Saturday's game. You know, that was a game that we started out hot. I mean, 3 goals in the first period usually doesn't happen. And, you know, we took a counter punch in that second period, and I don't know what was said at halftime and don't want to know, right? But it's obvious that no one panicked. So can you, I already asked this question to Char. I want to get a player's perspective. Talk about the flow of that game, the start, the second period, and then how that game ended for us.
Yeah, I actually think the game, as though there was that lull, it was actually some pretty good hockey. Like, we really improved on our goals throughout. I think what was so cool about that game is, first off, we realized how fast we can score and how like hot we could start. And that was awesome because that's something that we don't normally do. Like, I feel like we're a team that gets scored on and then we're like, all right, we got to get our stuff together. Like, here we go. And so I think that was really awesome to show that we can start off strong. And then like the setback of them scoring 2 goals, like it was awesome to see that like we stuck together as that unit and we stayed, we pushed through it. And yeah, we didn't score right away, but then all of a sudden it started falling again and again and again. And I think that was a great, like, we recovered, we started strong, we recovered from the letdown, and then we just kept pushing through. And it really shows like who we are as a team. I think it's awesome. Yeah,
no doubt. You know, we have a big road trip this weekend. Similar question that I asked Char, you know, when you're fighting to get in the NCAA and proceeding as well, these road games against ranked teams matter. What are you looking for to improve as a unit from Saturday to Friday? What's that one thing you would look at and go, okay, we have to be better at X going down to play St. Joe's?
Yeah, I would say defense, like structure. I would say just really being a bigger presence on the defense and like owning our circle. Like, no one's getting into our circle. We're going to tackle outside of the circle. We're going to get our feet around, like really honing in on the small basic skills of 1v1 defense all over the field.
Right.
In the middle of the field, when we have a job where we're executing that role, so then we're all on the same page, I would say would be the biggest kicker for the following weekend, is just that final piece.
And then I kind of want to switch to you personally. You know, you're on the national team, all the individual accolades over the last 3 years. but look at yourself from the outside in. What is the one skill you think has improved the most over, say, the last 18 months? You as a player, what did you set your mind to get better at, and what did you get better at?
I would say composure. So like not getting so frantic when things aren't going right, trying to keep myself calm. And then also like recently I've been focusing on now, okay, now that I can keep myself calm, how can I project that onto my teammates to help them and lean on each other through those times is another thing. And then like something that I need to keep improving on is like staying open on my receptions and like receiving on the move, which has like been the big focus for this week so far since.
Awesome. Well, that was leading into my next question is what are you still working on? And that's a great answer. That's a great answer. So talk to me about your major. What's your major?
Criminology.
And are you walking this spring? Are you there, or do you still have more work to do after this year?
I have a little bit more work to do from when I transferred. A couple credits didn't transfer and I got a little wishy-washy. So I'll finish up next December of 2023.
Very real chance you're going to grab that extra year, isn't there?
Oh yeah, I kind of have to.
Nice.
For sure. Yeah.
That's great news.
Yeah.
Great news. Well, look, man, it's 2:27 by our clock here at in University Park. I know you got to get to practice. I want to thank you for taking the time today and for touching base with Chase a little bit. I love that interplay between the athletes and the alumni. And I want to thank you for joining us, and good luck this weekend. We'll be watching.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.